Looks like we're up.
We're up. Yep.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. It is Friday, the 18th of March here in Sydney, Australia. We have a great show. We're bringing this series in for a landing: how to build a diet for weight loss. Yesterday, on day one, we talked about the best way to calculate what your uh, resting metabolic rate is, and also the gold standard in body composition assessment. Of course, we're talking about DEXA scan, dual energy X-ray absorptiometry. Then yesterday, we spoke about how to calculate calorie requirements based on either a quite a simple method using your weight, your total weight, or recommending that you get a DEXA scan and get them to help you out. And today we're going to talk about how to calculate your dietary protein requirements. And we believe that those two, and then the third measure is how much exercise you're doing. Those are the only three numbers you really need to lose weight. Of course, there's a myriad of different steps you can take down the track to improve overall health, because you can lose weight and still be unhealthy. But we're not going to complicate things with that just yet. For the purposes of this series, it's just about how to build a diet for weight loss. Before we dive into it, we haven't met. My name is Yanni Burmeister. I am co-founder and co-creator of the Unified Movement System and Unity Gym. And to my left, your right, is Richard the Rig Lellies. He is also co-creator, co-founder of Unity Gym and the Unified Movement System. And we are the head coaches. How are you, Richie?
Good, Yanni. Very good.
Exciting topic today. Of course, Friday is Nutrition Friday for our coaching group. We do a deep dive into nutrition every Friday for our UMS coaching group. If you're interested in finding out more about that, head to our website, unitygym.com. Otherwise, I want to give a big warm welcome to Kumran, who's diving in the UMS Movement Mastermind. The Movement Mastermind is a free coaching group. All of our coaching groups are hosted on Facebook. And the first tier of that is our UMS Movement Mastermind. It's a free group. Over there, you get not only access to us daily on a higher level, because you can post videos of yourself training, but you get access to our free 20-minute flexibility routine. It used to be our most popular, highest grossing program that we sold online. We now give it away for free, and it's an updated version. And we also give away our 10-minute warm-up for the upper and lower body for free in that group. If you want to dive over and get some freebies, who doesn't want freebies? And you'll also get access or an opportunity to reserve one of the limited places to work with RAD for 5 days, fully complimentary in our 5-day flexibility challenge. It is an absolute groundbreaking course. Everyone gets a breakthrough in there. So what are you waiting for? Get over. I just want to quickly refresh my page on YouTube to make sure that we are live over there, which we
Yeah, we are.
are.
I'm watching right now. I've put the
And
link to the group page in the chat. So if anyone's interested, there you are.
beautiful. On YouTube, if you are watching live, hit that like button and help us hack the algorithm. Kumran, I am also enjoying my morning coffee, just like you. Okay. So let's dive in. Now that we are assuming that you've watched yesterday's show, and we may link that in the description after, we might go ahead and link episode 1 and 2 in the show description afterwards to make it nice and easy for you, because this is a 3-part series. Just to confirm one final time, yes, we agree. Eating whole foods, intermittent fasting, time restricted eating, caloric deficits, metabolic flexibility, undulating between fats and carbohydrate days. All that stuff is great, and it's useful and it's powerful, but it's really complicated and complex for most people. We just want to hit the surface. And what we teach our tribe in our nutrition intervention, both in the 6-week peak performance, which is literally where I'm getting this content from today, our nutrition intervention, or our nutrition academy, which is what we give our online coaching members. We go very deep into all of the best ways to enhance health and improve longevity. But the very first step in our nutrition intervention, it doesn't matter whether you're trying to gain muscle, lose fat, improve health, it is to get calories right and get dietary protein right. and we recommend a bunch of apps that can be used. Carbon, Calorie King, and Chronometer are our three favorite apps that you can use to track your macros and calories. And the reason why this is so important, and I'll very quickly touch on this again, and I've mentioned this in all three of the shows, it is that important, is that no matter what your goal, whether it be weight loss or muscle gain, you want to maintain muscle mass at all costs. And there is a little bit of a misunderstanding of how the body works here. People say, I want to tone up. Well, that really is a reduction in fat mass and an increase or maintenance of muscle tissue. The problem is, and this is the weight loss conundrum that we've done shows about before, is that when you go into caloric deficit for a prolonged period of time, which is bizarrely required to lose weight, your body tends to not discriminate between fat mass and muscle mass, and it will reduce both at the same time. Hence why we argue that DEXA scan is important, because when you sit on the scales, you just get a total weight and you can't tell whether you're losing fat or muscle. DEXA separates the tissues and tells you what's reducing, and that's really important. Why we advocate the use of DEXA and why it's the gold standard in body composition assessment. But back to the weight loss conundrum. When we're in calorie deficit trying to lose weight, we want to make sure that we're doing right by our muscle tissue to maintain or even gain healthy muscle tissue. And the reason why that's important is because it's the muscle mass that needs to be fed. And it's the muscle mass that kind of dictates and governs your metabolic system. And the metabolic system is essentially what dictates how quickly and easily and effectively you can lose fat, you can reduce your weight. So if we lose muscle tissue, it makes it harder for us to lose fat and lose weight, as we like to call it. It's very important that you guys understand that irrespective of whether you're here for a weight loss diet, to build a weight loss diet, you have to do right by your muscles. And there's two things we can do to make sure that you don't lose muscle mass. And number one is that we prioritize dietary protein first, okay? Prioritize dietary protein first. Number two is that we stimulate muscles through exercise. And cardiovascular exercise, although it's the best for displacing calories, for burning calories, it's not the best necessarily for maintaining muscle tissue. So even if you're on a weight loss diet, we recommend 2 to 3 weight resistance training sessions per week to stimulate those really important healthy muscles, okay? There's other reasons why you want muscle. You want to maintain strength and avoid frailty so you don't fall over and break a hip and have a decline in health as a result as you age, all right? We can go into that on another show. But assuming you've watched the rest of the shows, now that we know how to calculate calories, which we went through the algorithm yesterday, we need to figure out how to calculate protein. And I'm going to read this verbatim from the nutrition document. This is the most important step, okay? And we've been through that already. So what we've got just like we've got for fat mass, we've got a very, very simple algorithm to calculate protein. And most people are a little bit shocked when they hear this, because it's usually a lot more protein than they're eating. And we err on the high side because most people just fail to hit their protein requirements. And so I'd prefer for you to shoot for the stars on this one and hit and land on the moon, as opposed to shoot for the moon and just miss the goal altogether. Okay. So the easiest way to calculate how much protein you need is you take your body weight and times it by 1 gram is roughly what you need to eat in a day. So going back to my example, I'm a 200-pound man. I stand on the scales it's actually about 198 pounds, maybe a little bit more now. I need to eat, if I times my weight, if we round up 200 times 1 gram, I need to eat 200 grams of protein per day to meet my daily protein requirements. Now, remember, this calculation is assuming that you guys are achieving our guideline of exercise. Okay, we've been through this earlier in the series. If you didn't watch it, circle back and watch why we want to meet our caloric reduction halfway through exercise and diet. If we go all exercise, we're not stimulating muscle tissue. We're going to be losing both fat and muscle at the same time. Okay. So this is assuming that we're exercising at least 3 times a day, if not 5, 6, or 7 times a day. And an exercise session can be a half-hour walk. It doesn't need to be a hard, grueling workout. So 200 grams of protein. Now, here's the best life hack that we can ever give you. And this is super easy. 100 grams of protein is equivalent to roughly 1 pound of lean meat. It varies slightly for people like Kumaran, who's watching live in the Movement Mastermind, who is vegetarian. I know that because he used to be a member of my gym, and he is also a member of our online coaching program. So Kumaran has to get his protein from a bunch of different. He's obviously not going to eat lean meat, but it can be done, and he's doing it quite successfully through legumes, tofu, protein supplements. I'm pretty sure, Kumaran, in the comments you can let us know you eat eggs. I'm almost certain of that. So this means for me, as a 200 pound person, I need to eat to sustain my muscle tissue. And I actually err on the side of wanting to gain muscle tissue because I know how hard it is. I'm an ectomorph genetically, meaning I'm tall and skinny, just like Richard. I need to eat 2 pounds of meat a day. Now, for me, it's a little bit harder. I'm going to make it even more complicated here. I fast every day. I do a time restricted eating regime because I like the benefits of it and it suits my lifestyle and the way I like to eat. So it's 9, 12 in the morning, and I won't eat. I won't break my fast other than black coffee until 12:30 today. And at 12:30, I'll have a liquid meal, which is a protein smoothie. I like to put a little bit of I like the idea of having that mechanically processed smoothie, meaning but I'm blending all the foods up, makes it very bioavailable, easy for my body to digest when I break my fast. Okay. But let's continue. So for me, it is like if I'm going to be really, really specific about my diet, I only actually get 4 opportunities to get my dietary protein in every day because I'm only eating for roughly an 8-hour refeed window, which is from 12:30 until about 8:30 at night. And so at the moment, it's very important that I get 50 grams of protein in each of those serves. Okay. Now, the way I do that is I am very aware of what I'm consuming, and just to give you an insight, I have a pre-prepared lunch that I just make extra dinner last night. I have my first meal is that smoothie where I have a protein supplement. I have a protein powder. It's always either a vegan protein, and I add some collagen protein to that, or it's whey protein and I add some collagen protein to that. The collagen is really good for your gut when you break your fast. It always has some oats, some rolled oats, some fruit or berries like banana, mango, or frozen berries, some ice cubes, water, creatine, and some psyllium husk or another fiber supplement. And that's my superfood smoothie that I break my fast with. Then I have leftover dinner for lunch, roughly 2 hours, 2.5 hours later. Then I have dinner at around 6 o'clock every night, which is again 50 grams of lean meat. Then I have at about 8:30, the last time I eat is usually 5 boiled eggs with some salt on it. And that's what I have before dinner. Eggs are really good at night because they're a slower release protein. And that really helps me sleep well as well. It's been a bit of a groundbreaker for me. I got that hot tip from a dietitian friend of mine, and that just gives me that extra 30 grams of protein right before bed to crank my protein up and get it up closer to my 200 grams per day. Just quickly, Kumaran's jumped in here. I don't actually eat eggs. That would definitely make it easier. I have to mix my protein sources so I get all the amino acids in the required amounts. Whey protein supplements does help a lot. Yeah, absolutely. Bang on.
And he's got to
Remembering that
also.
Kumaran. What's that?
Oh, sorry,
What's
continue.
that?
So
No,
Vinny's also
that's
got a
it.
good question on YouTube. He's asking, I imagine you have to space out the servings, and how much protein can you absorb in one sitting?
That's a great question, and it throws a bit of a difficulty it throws a bit of a conundrum in. You want to go back to both of us, Rich?
Yeah.
It throws a bit of a conundrum in for those who are trying to do time restricted eating and intermittent fasting. Let me be 100% clear. All of the fasting zealots are going to hate me for this. It is not optimal for bodybuilding. Intermittent fasting or time restricted eating is not the best for bodybuilding. Here's why: you can't backload protein, and this has been proven by a bunch of different research. Dr. Gary Slater here in Australia was the first person that I was taught this from. There is a cap on how much protein your body can digest effectively, and it's a bit, it's sort of arguable. It's not that your body just completely wastes the remainder of the protein, but it's roughly between 1.4 and 0.4 or zero point 0.5 times your body weight gives you the ideal dosage for you per serve, and then you're meant to space that out every 2 to 3 hours to optimize muscle protein synthesis. Okay, but remember, guys, like there's optimal, there's sufficient, and then there's just suboptimal. And I would say, as long as you're getting sufficient dietary protein in and you're meeting your dietary protein needs, you're going to do okay. Yes, if I spaced my protein out from, from 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning every 3 hours, I would probably put on more muscle mass. But for me, I'm trying to balance all these different factors, and longevity and overall health is something very important to me, as well as maintaining my muscle tissue. So I do a pretty good job, and I get a lot of stimulus, a lot of exercise. So I do okay. Tribe, that's all we have time for. I hope that helps. Remember, 1 gram times your body weight in pounds is going to give you your daily requirement for protein. The best life hack I can ever give you is that 100 grams of protein is equivalent to roughly 1 pound of lean meat. Those are the algorithms you need. Go circle back and watch the calories. And now all you need to do is figure out, okay, if I have 2,000 calories a day and I need this much X amount of protein, which is going to give me basically 1,000 calories through protein, then you've got 1,000 calories to play with. And the only thing you need to work out is, where are you going to get that remaining 1,000 calories from? Is it going to be through fats, carbohydrate, healthy carbs, healthy fats, whole foods, processed foods? It's really up to you. And there's many arguments as to which path you should go. I know what I like to teach our tribe. Richie eats a certain way too. But really, once you've got those calculations, it just becomes a numbers game and you can figure it out from there. I hope you've enjoyed that series. If you want to know more, get yourself over to the Movement Mastermind group where Kumaran is. We talk about this stuff a lot. And yeah, consider subscribing and joining our UMS online coaching tribe. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thanks,
See
Richie.
you guys.